Okay, welcome to Apple Core of Dallas, August 14th, 2021. We are beginning our Super Saturday meeting of our user group here in Dallas, Texas. And I'm Taylor Sharp, and we're glad to have Ray Thompson as our presenter today on publishing. Ray Thompson is one of our, he's one of the original members of the Apple Core of Dallas that was formed in 1978, making us the longest continuously operated Apple user group in the world. So, hey.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ray helped get that going along with Bobby and a couple others that first year. And so we're glad you guys got that going. And Ray's been a fun Apple II back then. Well, I don't even know if Apple II was out then, but anyway. I first remember him in the Apple II days, and we finally got him on a Mac, and now he's on iPhones and iPads and everything. But
we've been Apple II forever. Apple II forever.
Yeah.
We're never going to give up our Apple II.
I remember that. But yes, Ray's been a fun friend. We've known each other for a long time, and he's one of the reasons why I joined this group back. I didn't join until the early 90s, but Ray and them really had some things going down at the Infomart those days, and I had a lot of fun seeing all that. Just had to become a part of it. But thank you, Ray, for all you've done to get this organization going, and we're looking forward to hearing some about publishing today. So you are up.
All right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
Got it.
Morning.
Really delighted to be here. The Apple Core really means a lot to me. It's been a big part of my life, and I'm so thankful that I can still participate in this way. And a few weeks ago, about a month ago, I guess, I met a lady who we got to talking about computers. She had an old PC, and a lot of people had been talking to her about switching to the Mac, but she didn't know how to go about it. And the main hang-up was she had a program for graphics and publishing that she used on the PC that she didn't want to give up. It was kind of a do everything program, and that was the main hang-up. So I remembered an app that I had in my my app folder that let me get my, okay, can everybody see my Safari window now?
No.
No, we do not.
All right, let's see. I have to switch to that, don't I? I practiced this with Taylor, but I've already forgotten. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Okay.
There you go.
There we
You're
go.
on.
All right, now let me get a little things out of the way. Okay. I found in my app folder Swift Publisher from Beelight Software.
They take their place in our tradition as adults. They are able to take on some very important roles. They'll be able to chancel the Torah, to deliver their own interpretation.
If you were talking to me, I didn't understand it. Anyway, I'm going to talk today about Swift Publisher, and Swift Publisher turned out to be what she was looking for. I had downloaded it. I've kind of liked Beelight for a long time, and I looked at it, but I never had used it very much. So we're going to go over it this morning, and I'm going to give you a very brief demo. We, with her needs, we created one flyer in Swift Publisher, and I'm going to recreate it this morning so y'all can know a little bit about the program. Beelight is an interesting company. They've got quite a few. I have quite a few of their apps, but this is a little publishing app. for brochures and flyers, business cards, disc covers, labels, envelopes. It comes with 500 professional templates, and they're really pretty rich. Lots of programs, of course, have templates, but 500 of them is a little unusual. What I've found about templates is even if I don't directly use the template, that is, open it and
Alert from
modify it,
home.apple.notificationcenter.ask permissions.
I get some ideas from looking at the templates, or I copy out an object and use it for myself. So that's lots of templates are a big help. The other two resources that are inside of Swift Publisher, they have a very rich clip art collection. They're all EPS, I believe. You'll see there's tons of them. In fact, my only knock of their clip art collection is it's not searchable. You can't search for a heart or a Christmas tree, and you can spend all day scrolling trying to find something, but it's there. And also, incidentally, I would say this is a program, 20 bucks, that I think a lot of kids would really enjoy if they haven't done something by way of publishing. The other big deal in Swift Publisher is another app called Art Text. Is anybody familiar with Art Text? Well, you'll see it here. It actually is a separate app that you can buy, and it is $30, but it's integrated into Swift Publisher, and we'll show that in a little bit. You can do 2-page spread if you're really if you're a layout person and expert in that, or trying to learn it. You can do 2-page spreads. It has master pages. Swift Publisher is not an InDesign or something like that, but it does have a lot of little features that some of the bigger programs have. Master Pages is one of those. Master Pages are used where you have standard graphics or text on certain pages of your newsletter that you published every month. And they are on a hidden layer, so they're permanent and they don't interfere with any of your other layers. Of course, you can import from everywhere. We have text boxes for text. We'll talk about those in a minute. We also have circular text and vertical text boxes. We have text styles. Text styles are really handy if you learn how to use them. The nice thing about text styles is you can style the text and the headings in your document, and you can work and build a 90-page document, and then you decide you want to change the font on one of your headings. Well, you can do that and it will be changed everywhere in the document. That's the way text styles work. I expect most of you know what those are. Here's a quick look at the interface, and we'll open it up and look at it in more detail. Go on down here. I was going to say a little more about text blocks, text boxes, text blocks. These are, of course, the ultimate in placing text. You can just put text anywhere on the page that you want. They can be linked together so that the text flows from one end to the other. As you adjust the size of one block, the different text flows into the other block. Now, if you're doing columnar text, a la Pages or Microsoft Word, you don't want to use Swift Publisher. Swift Publisher is all text blocks. And if you have many pages to lay out, creating all those text blocks would be quite a deal. Of course, you could create them and save them in a template, but I've used Pages quite a bit. I've published several books in Pages, and Pages has improved a great deal. And if you're using columnar text with headings and footers, and Pages also has text blocks, and it also has multi-column and styles and all of that, but it does not have layers. And that's one of the things that Swift Publisher has. I have not looked at this at all, but it's really an interesting feature. You have dynamic data fields and merge printing. So for mailing labels or anything where you needed a serialized number on your publication, Swift Publisher can do that. It has unlimited layers, and that's a really neat feature that Pages doesn't have. And you can print it on most anything, and of course you can export to all sorts of file formats. You can take your PDF export file to the print shop and it will print beautifully. So customizable templates, booklet printing, spread view, import from photos and custom folder, design toolkit, mail merge, flexible text tools, text styles, grids, unlimited layers, export, stylish headings, barcodes. Haven't tried that. A whole lot of this I have not messed with at all. Those are the features of Swift Publisher. Any questions so far? Okay, I'm going to now open Swift Publisher. Let's see. Sure. Okay, here we go. All right. So I said open new document. Let me get something out of the way here. And this is dialogue that comes up, and what it shows is all of the templates that I was talking about: rack cards, adverts, facing pages. Supposedly there's 5,000 in here, and it's really neat. It's just a great place to start if you're publishing something and you either want a template or you want an idea. You want an idea about something. Let's go back up though and begin with a blank. And this takes us to the new document dialog. So we'll say choose. And at this point, we can decide how many pages we're going to use. I'm going to do 1. We can decide if we're going to do a spread page or single page. I'm going to do a single. And here you can still choose a lot of different page sizes: tabloid, oversized, postcards, all of those you could choose at this point. I'm going to choose US letter, and I'm going to choose the default margins, and I say create. Okay. Does everyone see that?
Yes.
Okay. It says sharing is paused. I didn't know what that meant. Okay, the way Swift Publisher looks, the page, of course, is in the middle where we're going to do our layout with the margins shown. And then it has two panels. On the right is it's called the inspector panel.
Excuse me, Ray, but what we're seeing is a still shot of the menu where you select a new document.
Uh-oh.
So we're not, yes, we see your screen, but it's frozen. And so we're not seeing what you're seeing. We're behind.
Okay, let me switch back. Thanks for telling me. Okay. Oh, shoot. Am I still in the meeting?
Yes.
Ray, you said you saw screen sharing is paused. If you can still find that where you saw it, maybe you could unpause it.
Okay. It says stop share.
Oh, it might be easier just to stop the share and then start it again, so.
Okay. Try that. Okay, how's that?
Okay, we see
Yeah.
a new document and like you're ready to work on it.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, on the right is the inspector panel, and on the left is the source panel. I'm gonna hide the panel on the left, right, temporarily. I thought I was. Okay. And let's talk quickly about the inspector panel. It has 4 sub panels. This is for text. I'm trying to get something out of the way here. This is for text, alignment, spacing between characters, and so forth. Also here you'll notice is the foreground layer and the background layer. You can switch back and forth. Then the second is the color panel where you have fills and strokes, different sizes, shadows and things like that. Then this is the alignment panel where you can align objects on the page or distribute them or center them. And finally, this takes you back to the page dimensions. Now, let's go across the top and look at the different elements. Here's a share. You can share to mail, messages, or airdrop something. This is insert. You can insert from, well, this is a commercial service that you can, where you can buy graphics, which is usually not necessary unless you're doing pro. You can go to Google Images and find nearly anything you want, I've found. You can insert a map. You can, of course, then insert art text, and we'll show that in the other panel. And then, of course, if you have images, you can put them in a file and insert them from here. Next over is text styles. And we've talked briefly about those. I didn't use text styles. Then we've got a button to go into preview mode so that you see your document as it will print. Then the zoom buttons. Wait a minute, how do I get rid of that? Oh, that's up there in my way. I don't know what to do about that. Well, my screen is hidden by, oh, there it goes. I've got a green something here I can't get rid of.
Excuse me, Ray, I just wanted to interrupt you long enough. Everyone else who isn't talking, other words, not Ray or Taylor or somebody or Leonard to help, please put your computers on mute. Thank you.
Shirley, some of the noise is in the background of Ray.
But I also,
Hey, y'all, be quiet. You're going out. Okay, here is the line tool where you could, draw a line. This is the image boxes, rectangle or circle. You would then go over to the color panel and change the fill or put a stroke around it. Then we're over to the text editing. We have a text block, a circular text, and a vertical text. So if you want to add a text block, you just drag like that, and then you type in the box. And you can put those text blocks anywhere you want them. Finally,
Ray, could you show us a circular text? I'm not sure how that'll look.
okay, I'll be honest with you, I haven't mastered circular text yet, but I will certainly show it. Sample circular text. Now here, I'll show you. I haven't mastered it yet. Apple or Dallas. Make it a little larger. And there it is. But getting it to do something, I have not exactly figured out.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
I
that's
don't know
what I
how
anticipated, but I just wanted to see if I had the
Yeah.
correct assumption. Thank you.
I'm sure it works. I didn't need any, and so, oh, look, there I go. I guess you just keep messing with it. And of course, you could go over and change the font right here. So
Maybe if you change the alignment to center.
that's the part I'm not sure about. There's got to be a trick.
That's good for me. Thanks, Ray.
Ray, if you go over to alignment and switch it to centered, it should pull it to the top.
That's a good idea. Looky there. Looky there. There you go. That's exactly what needed to be done. Now, isn't that pretty? And we could color it. I could really get excited about circular text. Okay, thank you for the help. Let's see. We're ready now to look at the other panel, and we can turn it on right here. And there's 4 parts to the this panel. It's called the source panel. The first here is the clip art. And there's a lot of clip art in here. Education in schools, flora, food, fun, health and medical. And you double click and there is your clip art. Seems to be very nice clip art. And there's a lot of it. I was a little frustrated because I couldn't search in it and find a heart or a tree or whatnot. But anyway, that's what it is. The next block is where you would access your Apple Photos folder. And of course, it takes a little while for that to come up. But you have access to everything in your Photos folder. vector images of various shapes and kinds that you, of course, can resize, and you can fill them. Go over here and you can fill them, and you can add strokes. And some of them are what they call smart elements. And if you select one of them and go back to the clip art, you can put clip art inside of a circle or inside of an object and do all sorts of things with that. You can, one of the interesting things is you can go and you can say tile, and you get this kind of effect. That would be fun. Anyway, that's the vector images. Now, the last one, and I'm going to clear the page here. I'm going to say select all, clear our page, and we're ready to look at art text. Art text, okay. Incidentally, I know I'm only going to use one of these pages. I don't know how I got it. And since there's only one, I can hide that page thing. Okay, so here's, these are all fixed. You select the one that you think you want to use, and it puts it on the page. And it is see, what's the word I'm looking for? It is a postscript document. It is a postscript effect. So it's going to print just about any way you want to. You can resize it, of course, make it very small or very large. It's going to print, but it is a vector image. And then you can go down and you can just try all sorts of different ones. Now, these are 2D text. We also have 3D, which are very interesting. Here's a fabric. Here's retro. Here's wood. And then look at here. You can click on this and you can move that thing and some special view that you want of that. And then you can push it anywhere you want to on the page. So that's the context of the resource panel. Now, what I'm going to do is recreate a flyer that was the very first thing I did on the Swift Publisher, and I hope it will be instructive. See, there's my first graphic. I'm going to copy that, switch back, and I'm going to paste this on the background. See down here, I'm switching to the background. Command V, paste. This is the graphic box where we're going to put our title for this flyer. And I'm going to just make it approximate size here for now. And then I'm ready for the text that goes in there. And I'm going to switch back here. I already have the text typed here, so I won't embarrass myself by trying to type. Swift back to switch publisher. And I need a text block. Shoot. I don't know how to get rid of that. Okay, finally, there's my text block. And I'm going to put it right here. And I'm clicking in there, and then can you see the cursor right here? Now I'm going to paste. Now I'm going to select all and go over to my text panel, and I'm going to bring up the font size I'm going to center it. And I'm going to change the font. I'm going to take this top line and go to my font right here. This is font. And let's see, let's do charter. And let's make it a little bit large. Well, let's see. Let's spread it out a little bit and make it a little bit larger. And let's make it bold. Okay, now this second line, triple click to select the line, take the size down, and we'll just leave that font the way it is. Okay? But what we really want to use is select all. What we really want to use is Shelby. So I paste my text in here. Sorry, a little bumble fingered here. I'm sorry. I'm going to start all over. I'm going to hit Shelby, and then I'm going to copy this text again, switch back, paste it in. Now, that's what I really wanted to do. So there I'm using the Shelby font, and I'm going to center it and put it right up here. Make it a little larger. And, oh me. Yeah, I guess I did paste it on the foreground. I'm going to go to the background. And I'm going to bring that over like that. Not very efficiently, but oh well. That'll have to do. Okay, so we've got our document started. Now we need another thing that we're going to paste on the background. So I go back and get the second graphic, switch back to Swift Publisher, paste it in. That's not it. Paste it on the background. There it is. This was a nice New Year's Eve graphic that we found on Google Images. This thing at the top is giving me a fit. I can't. Okay. That's a little too large. So that goes about there. Now, let's see. You can tell my MacBook Pro is lagging a little bit here. Okay, now we need a text, another text block, which is hidden up here. There it is. We're going to start laying out the details of this party. And I have my text here. I click in the text block, paste, select all, align in the center, raise the font up, make it a little larger. Triple click to select a new font. Let's use D-Dot Bold. Let's space it out a little bit and move it up in size. Then we'll select this next thing here. We'll change the font down. So there's our first text block. And you'll be happy to know I'm not going to populate the rest of these, the rest of the text. I think that's enough to show you how it works. Now, there are a couple more graphics, so let me bring them in.
Hey, Ray, is that all in the background?
Yeah, I'm just switching to the desktop. I'm switching to the desktop. I've hidden Swift Publisher, and now I'm going back into Swift Publisher. And I'm going to paste this graphic on the background. I'll tell you, I practiced this, and now it's not working. Let's see. Uh-oh. Now that really should be on the foreground. So if I hold down Opta Control here, I can move to the foreground where it belongs. And these are the featured players, of course. The Temptations, they'll be here for this event in Denison. So we put them right in the middle of the party there. And then there's another background graphic for our text. So I'll hide Swift Publisher, Command A, and I go back and get this last graphic. Switch back. And this is a background image. Switch to the background, Command B, paste. Oh, I see what I've done. I put this on the background, so I need to move it to the foreground. Okay. Now switch back to the background, and this is a background image for my rest of my text down here. Okay, that pretty much oh, let's see. I remember I thought I was real smart. I wanted a little stroke around this, a white stroke. I thought was very important. Make that stand out a little bit. Anyway, there is the flyer. Now, to reduce the pain, I'm just going to hide Swift Publisher and show you the finished PDF.
We're still seeing Swift Publisher, Ray.
Oh, you are? Okay. I have to see, how do I get back to Ring?
When you were doing sharing, you may have just shared the Swift Publishing window instead of your whole big window.
Yeah.
So if you share your whole window, that'll take care of that.
Okay, here it is. Thank you. You seeing that now?
That's better.
Okay, well, there is the final document that we produced as our first effort in Swift Publisher. And we had it printed, and it printed very nicely. And of course, as soon as it was printed, there were errors. But, you know, those were easy to correct, and we kept on till we had a PDF the way we wanted and took it to the print shop. So that, my friends, is a little view of the possibilities of Swift Publisher. And I thank you for your time. If there's any questions, I'll sure try to answer them.
This is Taylor. I'm curious, how do you compare this to like Pages from Apple?
Okay, the main difference, Taylor, is you would not do columnar text in Swift Publisher. You'd have to lay out text blocks on every page and connect them in order to flow the text through, you know, even a 4 or 5 page document. So, and of course, you have text blocks in Pages. And this could have been done in Pages, but the integration of the resource panel appeals to a lot of people. The person that I talked to, she was used to a program where she had clip art and vector images and special looking text and all of that right inside of one program. And also the variety of layout already done for you. You know, a place to start would appeal to a lot of people, including me, when I want to do something, but I don't have an idea of where to start. So I'd look through that large collection of templates. But other than that, I love Pages, and you can do a lot of things with Pages. It's improved greatly through the years.
Ray, I got a question for you. Was that just a demo, or is the Temptations going to be there? Have they been there, and where can I sign up?
Oh, I'll send you the link. Yeah, they're really going to be here. They've had them before. Lawrence, I'll send you a link to the publicity page about it. It'll be up here in Denison at the Rialto and on New Year's Eve.
I think I may be able to get some kudo points if I take my wife. Thanks.
You bet. You bet. Well, from what I've told about this friend that I've made, she is quite an activist in the community. She has a foundation where she teaches kids, and then this is a fundraiser for that foundation. And I'll send you a link to it. Sure will.
Ray, in this,
Appreciate it.
Leonard, in PowerPoint, they have, I think it's called guides. That's crosshairs on the slide in which you're working. You can move the crosshairs up and down or side to side, and it makes it really easy to center or to place graphics and text boxes when you're doing, when you're publishing something like the document you did there. Does this program have that feature?
Yes, it does, Leonard.
Okay.
You can drag those out from the top and bottom margins. Then it has a grid where you grid the whole page, and you can change the dimensions of the grid any way you want. I didn't show that, but it does have.
That's all right. You answered the question, and thank you very much.
Yeah. $20, not bad for $20. That's another thing that would recommend it.
I'm curious what a real graphic artist, publisher person like Linda Reese thinks about it.
Yeah, Linda.
Okay, so very funny. I'm
You're the pro.
I'm glad that everybody, I'm retired now. Oh, I'm sorry, I got in here very late, and I think it's good that everybody, investigates their ability to create, and yeah. What? I'm sorry, Ray. You did it. You did I don't know the word.
It's P-O-O-R. That's what you're looking for.
What was it?
I first ought to know a little more about using the Zoom, the Ring Central, and but I tell you honestly, while I was messing with this, I kept thinking, this is something kids would have a lot of fun with. And as a matter of fact, my wife and I, we've gone crazy now creating birth announcements and not birth announcements, birth congratulations and birthday cards, our own real creation that we created ourselves. And we've created 3 or 4 of those. And
okay, so I think it's a valiant effort on your part, and that was the word I wanted to say. I think it's great that you do that. I work in a little bit different manner, of course. Everybody knows that, and I like seeing what everybody is up to. And what can I say? Other than that, thanks for inviting me to the meeting.
do you remember when, in order to get something published, you took the file, but then you had to load up your fonts to send with it? And boy, I tell you, publishing has come a long ways. I'm still amazed at the power of a good EPS file these days. This poster could have been printed as large as you wanted it.
Is there any advantage of having that program to use to make a web page?
No, Larry, it's not a web page.
My father was a publisher or a printer, and he'd be amazed at all this stuff.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Back when they set the type and
yeah, hot metal typesetting, and then he was trying to make it beyond that into what was it? Photon process, he called it, the prequel of the laser printer.
You remember, or some of you remember, when the very first Apple came out, the graph, even on the Apple II, the graphics were notable, what we could do in the way of graphics. And then when the Mac came along, I remember taking my very first little Mac on my vacation time. I took it to the office to show it off, and Mac Paint wowed everyone. Boy, all these hot rock engineers came around to see me do Mac Paint. And then, of course, Apple had the double strike printer, so you could print high resolution dot images. And Apple was out in front of everybody with desktop publishing. Sure were. Stolen from who was the company they stole the GUI from?
Xerox.
Xerox, yeah. Oh.
Let's be fair, they bought the
Maybe.
rights from Xerox.
Okay. They came home with it in their mind, though, the GUI, the mouse, that they wanted to do.
They didn't pay very much for it either.
Okay, everybody, I'm gonna have to leave. I have somebody coming over to help me clear out my art supplies and donate them to everybody. Take care. See you the next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank
See
you.
you again, Linda.
Bye.
Okay, I think I'm gonna stop the
Mark,
recording
I'll
now,
send
and
you
if
that link, I think I've got your email address.
Cool. Nice, Tim.
it's been good getting to see everybody. I'm gonna end the recording right now, and then we can BS a little bit, but it's ending recording right now.